Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another Informed Player Review with me, your boy FifaWondaHD. And as you can see guys, this week we'll be looking at Informed Jordan Henderson and what I thought about his card. But before we get into the review, as always, I'd like to give you a massive shout out to myfootcoins.com, so please go check them out. Their link will be in the description below. Informed Jordan Henderson, what did I think? Well, he was a really solid player, and that's the best way to describe his card. As you can see just by looking at it, 76 pace, 76 shooting, 80 passing, 78 dribbling, 72 defending and 72 heading. Everything 70 or above on his base stats. You know, incredibly solid, great all-rounder, and that is exactly what he is. I found him really easy to use, the sort of perfect CM. You know, you can play him at CDM or Cam. I did try him in those positions, and he did pretty well. Better at Cam, in my opinion, than he was at CDM. As his sort of defensive stats, while 72 on the card, they're not, you know, like his slide tackle and his standard tackle are quite low if you actually look at his in-game stats. But he did, you know, he did throw in some good challenges. He's quite a physical player. He's quite, you know, as you can see there, he looks a lot bigger than some of the other players, you know, in-game. Especially when people are using quick little players, you know, he will sort of bully them off the ball. Although his sort of stats don't really show what he can do so much defensively, he does do it, you know, and he's really good in the air. He's quite sort of physical, quite strong player, although only 70 strength in game. Feels a lot higher, in all honesty. You know, I found him really good in that respect. And you know, at Cam, he's pretty decent as well. You know, really good for playing the ball into his teammates and creating chances. Shooting was good. Nothing fantastic, you know, a lot just went straight at the goalkeeper, like a couple of these, you know, sort of hitting the post, good saves. You know, the odd one flew in and was an absolute belter. So quite similar to sort of his real life, you know, sort of performances this year. He's been incredibly consistent. He's good in a lot of areas, but not outstanding, and that's sort of the only problem with the card. You know, his pace is good, his shooting's pretty good. Passing probably his sort of best area. Dribbling very solid as well. You know, he's able to sort of move the ball out and, you know, create space for himself, avoid challenges, you know, get round defenders with his sort of decent dribbling and ball control. He also has 3-star weak foot and 3-star skills. His shooting on his weak foot isn't fantastic, but it's okay. Not advised massively, but you know, if you can get him on his stronger foot, you're going to be more likely to score. But yeah, so the only sort of real bad thing about his card for me was that he just didn't have one standout area. Everything was just good. Nothing made me like, oh my god, he is amazing at shooting or amazing at tackling or passing was just OP. You know, everything is very solid, and I think that just makes him a really good central midfielder. As you can see, I've lined up his pros and cons here and given him a rating of 7.5 out of 10. So, you know, a pretty good rating, to be honest. You know, I couldn't fault him so much as he just didn't wow me. You know, he is really good in the air, very strong. Probably one of his best attributes, in my opinion. His passing, very strong as well. Finishing is pretty good, and he's got solid dribbling and decent pace. So, you know, that's not bad. Obviously, a pro is that he is an all-rounder. He's sort of adaptable to any situation. So wherever you find him on the pitch, he's going to have a sort of good amount of skill sets to do well. Obviously, his league and nation, you know, is good, so you're going to be able to get him into any sort of team pretty easily. And he's quite cheap. You know, he's currently going on the Xbox for around sort of 35k. I would imagine that would fall to around the PS4 price of around 28. That sort of figure for him. Maybe it might fall a little bit lower to around the sort of low 20s, 22, 23, if we're lucky. And he's well worth picking up for that sort of price. Obviously, he's only 79 rated overall, so he's not massively, you know, high rated on his card. And, you know, he doesn't have that sort of standout area, so people might not, you know, might not really go for him that much. So his price is very cheap, which is another good pro for using him. Cons, positioning, he has high work rate. It didn't massively affect me, to be honest, but depending on where you're playing him, it might be a slight hindrance to you with him being out of position from time to time. Like I mentioned earlier, his weak foot isn't fantastic when you do come to shoot. And there's sort of no standout area. You know, everyone needs a strength. And I think the one downfall of the card, which is also an up, you know, it's a pro as well, is that he's just consistent. And there isn't really a standout area. You know, if you sort of compared this to Gerrard's card, you'd look at his long range shooting and his passing is incredible. You know, those sort of things. You know, you want to give Gerrard the ball when it's on the box, or you know, just outside the box for his shooting, or you know, when you're trying to play someone in, give the ball to Gerrard, and you know what you're looking for with him. And it's not even like you know, there's sort of anything particular that you'd use. But yeah, so if you were playing him in a 4-4-3. I think he'd do really, really well in that sort of aspect because, you know, you're going to be able to cover all the areas of the pitch. His work rates means he'll get up and support the attacks and he'll get back in defence. So he's a really good player to use, well recommended. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Please hit like, subscribe, and peace.